Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Halo 5 Guardians. This is some Team Slayer gameplay taking place on the map Empire. I really wanted to bring you guys some Empire gameplay. Unfortunately, my Elgato has been having a bit of a spaz attack, to be honest, and I kind of had to look into my files and just find whatever was redeemable in terms of quality, because my Elgato just like cuts out sound, it has problems, it has delay in sounds, it just has so many issues. This is one of the few gameplays that managed to turn out okay. Unfortunately, it's actually one where our team managed to lose. Luckily, I still managed to go top of the team, and I do pretty okay for the most part. It's a pretty difficult game. Every so often, we just get in this lobby against a stacked team, and they've got a bunch of pros, or they've got semi-pros, and you kind of know that it's going to be one of these tough lobbies. What's funny is that I'm still somehow in the pro bracket. I'm not necessarily sure I feel like I belong there, deserve to be there. I got there in the preview program where there were quite a few less players, and I think it was easier to get it back then. But what does surprise me is how easy it is to maintain. It's not like I'm wavering on my pro rank and like going back down to semi-pro. I found it pretty easy to stay in the pro bracket, and that's not me trying to advertise myself as some sort of MLG pro beast at Halo 5 Guardians. Whilst I do think I'm decent, and I probably belong somewhere in the high Onyx ranks, I would say, I don't think I necessarily belong in the pro bracket consistently. I think that's kind of crazy. You know, I'm not always playing with a really strong team. We're not always going super mega hard. We were playing at about 6 AM last night and playing fairly lackluster, I would say, for the most part. But we were just getting kind of, A, the luck of the draw, and B, not that many challenging lobbies, to be honest with you guys. And in the preview program, I'd probably say I got more tough lobbies in the pro bracket. I actually got against Noble Leo, who's a member of Sud of 2's pro team, and he was pretty good. And we matched against C9 Hysteria, but we didn't actually play him. But I could see the machinations of like, oh, this team could be good, this team could force us down, we're going to have to play our best, whereas since the actual full beta has started, it's maybe like lightened up a bit. So that might be something to keep in mind. I know a lot of people have been tweeting similar stuff of like, I don't think I belong in this bracket by any stretch of the imagination, and I've definitely seen some people on my friends list who I would say could like compete pretty well with me, and they're like in silver or gold bracket, and it's like, okay, I'll just hang on to my pro bracket, I guess, because why not? But yeah, it's kind of what I want to talk about today, is the issue of the ranking system and the issue of ranked play in general in this game. Now, quite a while back, a commentator by the name of Lurker Zero, whose link I will leave in the description, you should definitely go sub him up. He's going to be uploading Halo 5 content, and he's one of my favorite commentators in the community. He basically tweeted at one of the developers, I believe it was Quindel Hoyo, about the issue of ranked and social. And this was kind of preemptive. We hadn't seen any of the Halo 5 beta footage yet or the gameplay. But he was kind of tweeting, you know, are we going to see something on the lines of a ranked and social system? It was one of my favorite things in Halo 3. And Quindel Hoyo essentially replied, hey, this is like, I don't think this is really on the table right now. What's the point in playing something if it isn't ranked, if it isn't competitive, and if it's not pushing you to your core? And I kind of get what direction he's coming from and what he's trying to put across to us, in that the fact that, you know, he doesn't want people just playing aimlessly and maybe going for pub stomping and maybe making for a lesser balanced experience. You know, he doesn't want one team completely annihilating another team. He wants the fairest, closest matches. But at the same time, one of the biggest issues I've noticed with the Halo 5 beta so far, you know, I've been loving the gameplay, I've been loving the maps, especially Empire. Empire is absolutely awesome, to be honest. Truth is good, but Truth I've just played so much in the past that I'm kind of used to it by now, and it doesn't really excite me in the way that it used to do, even though it's a really strong map. But yeah, the problem with the game that I've been facing is that I just feel like this whole issue of having to play ranked is kind of separating me from my friends and diluting the experience a little bit. And what I really mean by that is you get issues of like people from silver bracket and people from gold bracket, people who are struggling, people who are qualifying into their ranked games. They might not necessarily want to play with me or play with me and Ubernick. Me and Ubernick, Ubernick is from the semi-pro bracket, I am from the pro bracket. We get in some pretty tough games. You know, it's not like we're never not completely trying, because we know that we could lose this rank. Like I said, we don't have to try as hard as we maybe should, but at the same time, we are still trying. We are still going balls to the wall, and we are still calling out every game. And you get your people who just want to feel out the game, and there's no custom game to do that right now in the beta, and I know that could change moving forward. But the issue of no ranked and social split could be extremely damaging, I feel like, in the coming weeks. How many times have you found yourself coming home from work and you're absolutely exhausted, you're absolutely knackered, and you know for a fact that you're not going to be playing your best? But if you want to play matchmaking that day, you're going to have to play ranked, and you're going to have to risk your rank. Pretty much every game that I've ever played has the option of not choosing to play ranked, of choosing something for fun, you know? And it definitely needs to have that option, because it's one of the reasons I still tout Halo 3 as one of the best experiences I've ever had in gaming, because it let you play the game the way you want to play it. You know, there's some days where you just know that this isn't going to be an accurate representation of your play at its prime. Maybe it's late in the day. Maybe you came home late from work. Maybe you don't have the right team to roll with. You don't want to feel punished for playing with your friends who aren't necessarily as strong at the game. It's like, hey, I've got this really, really new guy and I want to kind of show him the ropes, but A, I don't want to jeopardize my ranks, and B, I don't want to put him in games where he's going to get absolutely trounced, which is exactly what happens. If you take someone from the bronze who genuinely deserves to be in bronze and is genuinely a new player who doesn't quite understand the game, and you match them with someone like a pro, and they're going to have the worst games of their life. They're going to get absolutely trounced, or the pro is going to get such a diluted, easy experience that he's going to completely dominate the entire lobby. And it just doesn't really make sense in this point in time. And I think, for the most part, I just absolutely love the base mechanics of Halo 5 Guardians. I just want more options in terms of the way I want to play it. You know, I'm really, really looking forward to Team Slayer BRs right now, because it gives us a different way of approaching the game and a different way of accessing the game. Right now, we've got a fairly limited experience, and although I love everything that's on offer, and I'm kind of like a spoiled kid trying to ask for more this early on, I'm still really, really excited of the different ways that I can experiment with the gameplay mechanics and see how far they can be taken. Because right now I feel like we're seeing a very narrow and a very shallow pool of what's possible in this game in terms of gameplay and, you know, just dynamic options of approaching the game. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited moving forward, and I really, really hope, like I said, that they tackle the idea, the notion of social and rank, because it's something that Halo invented and it's something that worked. Anyway, I've been Modest Major. Hope you guys enjoyed the comm. Peace out.